Hey everybody, good morning. It is bright and early, 7:35 in the morning. It is the 26th of January, 2021. Um, I have been long overdue for a rework on my chart for Elliott Wave. Usually, what I'll do is every few months or so, I'll kind of go back and watch prior price action and kind of determine what has happened with the market. And so, basically, what I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to be going through um, the price action that we've had over the last couple months. So I'm going to start from 1999, where I'm going to talk about this here in a moment. I'm going to start from 1999 and talk through that major correction that lasted through the mid 2009 crash. So we're going to go through all of this and then kind of basically project where we've gone from there. And I think it's pretty good. So hopefully you guys are going to be in it for the ride here. So this is Elliott Wave reanalysis on the S&P 500 and Nasdaq starting in 1999. Let's go ahead and move into the chart. Okay, so from here I've got a wave 3 top here in April, May of 2000. I'm looking at the weekly chart here. From this I can easily see a nice little 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then off the 4 I see a little 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this works as an A, and then I see a little A, B, C, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to finish this last move. For the C to go into the B. And then off of this, we've got a nice little 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So a nice 5, 3, 5. This correction is very technical and it works very well. It works very well. And again, looking back to price action way earlier, I believe it goes back to potentially 1930. Let's just take a look here. I've got this pegged off down at the low, which was at $60.65, which, yes, this is our wave 2 low right here. So wave 2 low to our wave 3 high, we came back to the 236. We're on log scale, and it works pretty well. So let's go ahead and dive into what's going on now. Okay, so I'm starting here at a weekly. Keep in mind that I'm going to drill down into the daily because that's really what you guys are all interested in. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at this. So looking at this, I'm going to basically be focusing on corrections for the moment. So I'm going to start here. I'm just going to label them A, B, C. So I'm going to label this guy right here because this is a nice A, B, C. That's a good correction. I'm going to put this on a smaller degree. All right, nice little A, B, C there. And then, of course, what we've seen here is an expanding wedge. This also works very well. This is obviously not an ABC, but rather A, B, C, D, E. This again works pretty well. It works pretty well. I'm going to label that guy as well. I'm going to keep it all white for right now. We can change some things later. So off of that, we also see we've got a little bit of a pullback here, and we've got a little bit of a pullback here. All right, and you wouldn't know this if you were in the middle of this back here in 2010. You wouldn't know what's going on, just like we don't or didn't know where we were going to go when we were in the middle of all this right here. We have to wait for the price action to resolve and kind of determine where our pullbacks are going to be, where we kind of project things are going to go. So off of this low here, what I'm seeing is a 1, 2 right here. And then I believe the 3 was right here. We've got the 3, we've got the 4, and then we're working on the 5. Okay, and let me just change the degree on this guy. We're going to put him right like that. Okay, and again, I'm projecting that the S&P is going to go up to 5,000. Now, it's not going to happen this year. It's probably not going to happen next year. But we're looking for sometime in the next, I don't know, 3-4 years that the S&P is probably going to get up there to 5,000. Again, everybody's looking at 4,000 right now. We're gonna pull back at 4,000. Let's let's just wait a minute. So real quick, again, we've got this little 1, 2, 3, and then A, B, C, D, E here into the 4, and then we're working on the 5, which means we have to go up in 5 waves, okay? And so we'll talk about that in a second. What I can see from right here is we've got a little 1, 2, and I'm going to change the degree here in a moment, 3, 4, 5, on, again, a lower degree, okay? So put that guy there, move this guy up, squeeze him in, and this also fits, I mean, it fits pretty well. It fits pretty well. All right, so we've got a little 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, an expansion into the 3, A, B, C, D, E, an expanding wedge here into the 4, and then we're working on the 5. Okay, we're good with that so far? Let's go ahead and dive into, let's dive into the daily. Let's dive into the daily here. All right. So again, off of this 3, A, B, C, D, E, let's make this look a little better. We're looking at the daily now. Okay. So off of that E, which is also the bottom of wave 4, we're expecting to go up in 5 waves. All right. So it has been clear this whole time, for the most part, that this looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's been pretty clear that that has been 5 waves up. And again, you can pull out some subdivision off of this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? This looks very corrective. This does look pretty corrective. All right, so we've got that up here, or at least I do, as my 1. But what I don't like, and this has been bothering me for a while now, and if you've watched me, you know that this has been bothering me. This right here, this is not wave 3 price action. So in other words, off of the low, if this is a 1 and this is a 2, the 3, 4, 5 would be up here, and we would be seeing some strong upward price action, right? Just like what we saw right here, strong upward price action, and then it just kind of goes diagonal, okay? And I use the word diagonal on purpose here. I'm using the word diagonal on purpose. Now this does not look like a, this doesn't look like a wave 3. This is not wave 3 price action. So I actually believe that this is not the 2. I believe the 2 is going to be further over here. Based on this price action, I believe that the 2 is not in yet. Okay? I don't believe that the 2 is in yet. So then what do we have? Well, in my opinion, we've got a nice A working on the B, then we go down for the C to create an expanded flat. It's a great candidate for an expanded flat. All right, off of that low, right? Off of that low, let's put in a W, X, Y. How much further are we going to go? Well, let's just take a look here. Let's go ahead and measure from this guy to this guy right here, and let's see if we have any expanded upside targets. So we're going to measure wave A, okay, and let's flip it. See if we can find some upside targets here. So the negative 382, where's the negative 618? Basically, it's kind of right where we are right now. Now I was noting yesterday that we're probably getting pretty close to topping out. Okay, I believe that we are getting pretty close to topping out. So let's get that negative 618, keep that on there, and let's remove a lot of the other stuff that we've got on here because it's just kind of cluttering the charts for the moment. All right, we'll keep that negative 1 on there. Let's see here, let's remove all of these just to clean it up. We'll keep, I'm going to take off the 382, the 65. We'll keep Nope, we're going to remove that one. We're going to keep the -1 on there. We'll keep the 1 and the 0, and the -1.618, that's a little extreme. All right, so now let's also put on the -786, just in case we do extend further. Where's that -786? It's at 39.23. Can we go up that high? Yeah, we absolutely can, and maybe we will. Okay, but fact of the matter is, A, W, X, Y into the B, and then we come down. Okay, my main count is from here. Maybe we overshoot a little bit, but then I believe we're going to start this wave C, which again is going to probably come in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How long is this going to last? I mean, probably it's going to end in mid-March if we do find ourselves down here at 320 on SPY, which probably sounds a little crazy. It probably sounds very crazy because that would be a 17% drawdown on the market. That would be pretty significant. So ultimately, I do think we're close to the top here. I do think we are. I closed out of all of my equity positions and I opened up, I think, like 5 or 6 positions yesterday. Okay, I just opened up a few positions yesterday, and because I do think we have a little bit more upside, but ultimately I think we're going to be seeing one of these numbers here in the coming weeks. I think it's going to start by next Friday, so we get this pullback into wave 2. Now that's still very, very bullish, okay, but I think that we've got an expanded flat going on here. What you're going to see if this happens, right? I mean, you can almost see it right now. What you're probably going to start seeing is, well, here's a shoulder, here's a head, here's the shoulder. That's not going to be what's happening here, though. You're going to have people that are going to be very, very bearish. If this does happen, right, you're going to have people that are going to be extremely bearish down here, and they're going to be eyeing this potential pattern that could be forming, right? It's possible that this is going to look like a head and shoulders reversal pattern, and people are going to be talking about this guy coming all the way down here, back down to 267. That's not going to happen, more than likely. But this is my best hypothesis for this being an A, W, X, Y into the B, and then we go down for the C. This price action right here is just not wave 3 material, so I believe that it is more than likely going to end up falling. So if I go to, say, a 4-hour chart on this guy, let's just go ahead and just dig into this here for just a moment. So off of this, let's just take a look. I see a little bit of compression right here. You see some compression right there. All right. So this is also something to be paying really close attention to, because in this Y, I believe what we've got is a nice A, B, and then again working on that C to finish the Y. All right. So we're in the middle of this guy right here. We're in the middle of finishing this C wave, and it's ending diagonal style, but also it's kind of doing one of these numbers right here, just in case you hadn't noticed. All right, so right there. So now we've got, off of this, we have an ending diagonal. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then working on that 5 on our lowest degree. Put that right there. That 5 to complete this C, to complete that Y, to complete this B. And it makes so much sense when you really, really dig in. All right, and that is just finishing, and I'm going to increase the degree on this B that we've got here because it is kind of mixed in with a lot of the other stuff that we've got here. Again, we've got the A down here, W, X, and then an A, B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 going into that C. Where's it going to stop? I mean, this diagonal right here is going to be pretty strong resistance, and this guy actually can probably be pulled just do this so that I can grab, there we go. Grab this guy. You could probably pull it all the way back here and still create that same upper. So unless we get up above this guy, I am going to be cautious on this. I'm also going to take a look at Bitcoin as well here at the end. So just hang tight for a moment. I know this is going to be kind of a long video. I just spent 15 minutes looking at the S&P. I don't anticipate I'm going to spend that long taking a look at NDX because we kind of already have an idea for what NDX or what S&P looks like. So NDX should follow very similar, very similar. So let's take a look at NDX, and I'm going to do it on the daily. We're going to do NDX on the daily because, again, it's going to be very similar. Things are going to rhyme pretty well. I'm going to start in March of 2020. Okay, so we're going to start down here on these lows. Okay, so again, this is also something that we've looked at previously. So again, we've got a nice little 1, 2, and then we've got our correction right here. A nice ABC correction, ABC right here. I believe this is our 3, 4, and I'm doing this for the sake of time, just so that I don't, take too much time looking into this. So I've got this guy right there, and then of course on the inside of this, I see a nice little 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so let's get that guy in here as well. We've got our corrections, so let's get our ABCs in here. So from here, A, B, C. All right, let's drive that guy down just a little bit. We'll get our corrections in there. Nice ABC there. Same thing right here. Nice correction as well. A, B, C right there to finish that. It looks okay, all right? I'm not going to dive in too much more on this prior price action because so far this makes sense. And this being our 5, very similar to the S&P, I believe that what we are in the middle of here, off of this low, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into the 1. Okay, then I believe we're going to be working on the 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, let's raise the degree on this one. All right, so I'm going to change the color because this is my highest degree over here. Again, we're working on the 2, and then we'll go into the 3, 3, 4, 5, and then we can get back into our bull market. But again, very similar. What we're not seeing here, we're not seeing wave 3 price action. It's the same. It spiked up a bit, which is pretty nice, but that daily candle, man, both of the daily candles on the NASDAQ and on the S&P yesterday looked pretty bad. They looked pretty bad if you ask me. So let's just look at this. I can see from up here we have a nice A, B, C, right? So we're going to just count this as our A right here, A, and then we've got a nice A, B, working on the C. C, B, C into the B, and then go down for wave 2. And I'm going to raise the degree on that guy. So this is what I believe that we are working on here. We're looking at a daily. And then off of that low here in the kind of mid to the end of September, again, we've got a nice A, B, and then working on that C. Maybe it's in. We don't quite know yet. Let's give it a couple days. We need to give it a couple days. What I'm looking at is this level right here. If we fall and we close below this level, which is going to be at about 13,100, that is not good. That's not good. Okay. So for right now, that's the level to pay attention to on NASDAQ. Right. I'm not bearish yet. Right. I'm not bearish until we close below this level, which is at 13,100. Okay. But off of this low, I mean, it's pretty clear. We can see 1, 2, and I'm going to change the degree on this guy. Then we're going to put in our 3, 4, and then the 5. Change the degree. We're going to put this guy pretty low here and change the color back to white. All right. So we've got, you can count this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into the A, and then we've got this pullback here on the B, 1, 2, 3, 4, working on the 5. Maybe it's in. We're going to have to wait and see what the next few days show us. But my pullback target for an expanded flat, and again, let's go ahead and measure this guy from the top, this guy to the bottom. Okay, there we go. And that negative 618 is going to be sitting right up there at 13.7. So are we going to make it up to 13.7? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe, maybe not. We'll have to wait and see. But that pullback target, again, is going to be sitting down here and just kind of waiting on us. Wherever we top out, we're expecting this guy to pull back. Now, keep in mind that an expanded flat doesn't mean it's going to come right back down to where A was, right? Just like it didn't happen here, right? This is a really great example of why that doesn't have to work out that way. Now, let's just take a look at this guy and see what he did. We're going to use our trend-based fib extension, start at the top, and let me just tag this perfectly, all right? Then go all the way down here to the bottom. We do the pullback. What happened? We didn't even get to the 100. That's indicative of a strong trend, right? And of course, we know what happened. We ended up going up significantly. So we're going to watch this guy. Let me get off of log and going into arithmetic here. And let me do this. Go to log, and we're going to turn off the log scale on this. And it really didn't change a whole lot. We didn't quite make it to the 100. Okay, so it doesn't have to come all the way down to the bottom. And maybe it won't, right? So again, looking at this guy, if we're going to measure from up here all the way to down here, and let's just say in a perfect world we come all the way up here, we may come right back down here to 12,475. That may be as far as it goes, right? I think it's probably going to come down here to 11.8 or 11.4. I don't think, actually, based on what I'm looking at here, I don't think it's going to come back this far. I think that wave 2 more than likely is going to pull. And you know what? It actually might stop here, but I would be surprised if it did. I'd be more inclined to say 11.8 or 11.4. So one of these two levels I think is going to be where we're likely going to pull back to. And again, it's going to come down in 5 waves. So if this is the top, and just look at this here for just a moment, just humor me for a second. This candle right here, it looks almost the same as this candle right here. Now today, obviously, we're looking at futures, and it's not looking as bad the following day as it did back here on September the 3rd, but the day hasn't completed yet, right? The day hasn't even really started. We have some futures data that are showing that we're probably going to be opening up a little bit higher, right? This candle right here was kind of indicative of a topping formation. This candle right here, very similar. This candle right here, also very similar, right? The only difference is this closed red, this closed green, this closed green, right? The only thing that really contradicts what I'm saying is this guy right here. But the other difference here is we had already corrected. We haven't corrected yet. In an uptrend, when you have this type of a candle, usually it means you're going to be going down. And then on a downtrend, when you have an inverted hammer, it usually means we're going to be going up. It just corrected a bit, but that's kind of what that means. And then again, you know, it looks like we are about to make a corrective move. Now, it could happen tomorrow, it could happen today, it could happen next week. My thought is we've probably got another, I don't know, 6 or 7 trading days of this grinding price action before we do see that significant pullback. I actually think that NASDAQ is going to be stronger than the S&P, but we'll kind of, you know, leave that up for interpretation. All right, 25 minutes in. Thanks for sticking with me. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. All right, so Bitcoin, I'm going to use the Coinbase chart. I've been using the Bitstamp chart for a while, but I'm going to remove everything that I've got on this Coinbase chart, and we're going to take a look at Bitcoin. I'm going to look at it on the weekly, all right, because again, it's nice to be able to look back. Okay, so off of this high, are we in the middle of this, of the A and the B, and then going down for a C? Now, this would be pretty crazy, especially with all of the institutional investors that are out there. but I'm keeping it on my radar. I'm keeping it on my radar. All right, so just keep this on your radar as our red scenario, because I need to have both scenarios on here. One thing that I know that I know that I have here from off of this, I know that we've got a nice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and I know from this 2 to this 3 works because again we've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into the 3. Okay, so that works. That works. And then off of this high, we've got a nice A, B, C, an expanded flat. And then we go down for the C. I'm going to change the color on this guy because he's not my red scenario. This is my primary count here. Let's just change this degree as well. Okay. And so again, this would be the B. This would be the B. Let's just measure it here for a moment on our alternate scenario. So we're going to go all the way down here to the bottom, and let's fix this guy, go all the way up here to the top, right there. All right, and what I'm going to put on here, let's put our negative, let me see if I can find it. Well, we can put the negative 382 on there, which is basically where we topped off. That is a target for an expanded flat. And again, we may not go quite this low if we do drop down at all, right? But we just have to keep in mind that this could be 5, 3, 5 to an expanded flat target, and then we fall from there. We have to keep that in mind. We have to keep this as a scenario in our minds. So is the stock market pullback going to follow Bitcoin? Well, you know, we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. Right now, Bitcoin is trading at $31,350 when just a few weeks ago it was trading at almost 42,000. Almost 42,000. All right. However, something else to pay attention to, and this is again my primary count, is for this guy as a wave 1, and then we go back to wave 2. All right, let me put this on log scale here. Okay, let's put this on log scale and see where we went to. The 1618. So this is high probability off of this low for a 1, 2, 3. Then we come back for the 4, and then we go up for the 5. This is my primary, you guys. This is my primary on Bitcoin. This is going to be my green count. My primary on Bitcoin is that we are in a 3, not in a B. But I've got to watch, okay? And you know, we can count this, and we can get, you know, we can get a nice count on this. But my primary count is this is a 3 that we just completed. Then we go in for the 4. All right, let's see how deep we can potentially go for a wave 4, measuring from wave 2 to wave 3. Right there. Okay, let's get my template on here for my Elliott wave, and let's put the 236 on there because we're on a log scale, probably not going to cut really deep. I mean, right here at 24,000. 24,000, it's going to take some time. It's going to take some time. Wave 4 typically takes longer to correct than wave 2 does. And just look and see how long it took for wave 2 to correct. If we did top out, we could be here for the majority of the year in this range. Now, what's that going to mean for alts? That means alts are going to perform well, okay? That means alts are going to perform well. Where's our upside target? 75,000. 75,000 for the upside target, but that is probably not going to happen for a while, all right? This right here, maybe we're going to create a wedge. We don't know what's going to happen yet, but what I can say is I'm watching for 24,000. If we do happen to come down here, people are going to be panicking, and right now there's not enough panic. Right now there's too much greed. Right now everybody is talking about us going to 75,000. We're not going to pull back at all. But imagine us coming down almost another $10,000 from where we are. Again, it's going to take months for us to work through this. We're in January, you guys, and this wave 4 may not hit until November. So be patient. Be patient. We just finished a parabolic rise. So now is the time for the people that make the markets to get you impatient. you're going to be selling, and especially if it pulls back, you're going to be selling. And I'm going to be buying down here, not going to lie. I think alts, throughout all of this, I think alts are going to have a really significant moment. There's going to be several weeks where alts are going to be doing fantastic things, and a lot of them already are. I wouldn't be trading Bitcoin right now unless you like to long and short Bitcoin. I wouldn't be trading Bitcoin here. I would be looking at buying alts. That's just my opinion. Throughout this year, more than likely, I would be trading alts. I wouldn't be trading Bitcoin because Bitcoin's just going to be kind of just hanging out. It's just going to be hanging out. All right. I think this is what's happening with Bitcoin. I think we're going to get this pullback. Again, I have to keep the scenario that this is an A, B, because again, we went to that negative 382 and then we go down for the C. Now, where would that take us? Let's just humor this for just a moment. Trend-based fib extension off the top to the bottom. We get that pullback right there. Okay, this C wave could come all the way back down here to 9,800. And if that happened, I mean, the 618 is sitting right there. That's the 618. So it's not too far-fetched to think that that could be what's happening. And again, also taking a look at some of the NASDAQ and the S&P indexes, I mean, they look like they're going to be creating something very, very similar. Are we going to come all the way back down to 9,600? I mean, probably not. But if we do, we have an explanation for it. My main count is the green count that we come back to 24 over the next couple months before we move up to 75. Okay? And if we move our way up to 75, I mean, we're going to get a pullback. I mean, we're going to get a significant pullback if we move up to 75,000. Right? We're going to get a significant pullback. So I likely will be in an all-out scenario if this plays out. Right? If we do go to 24 and then we go up 3x to 75, you better believe I'm going to be all out at that point, and I'm going to be waiting for a significant pullback, maybe even all the way down here to 20,000, maybe even all the way down here to 14,000. We're going to have to just kind of wait and see what happens, okay? And this is going to be something that doesn't happen until, more than likely, it's going to be in 2022 when we hit that 75K. We've had a nice move up. From all of 2020 was like bull market for Bitcoin, except for the steep sell-off here. It's been bull market for Bitcoin, and again, I can't help but think that we're going to be correcting for a while, and then we make that move up to 75. You know, one thing that I could be wrong about here, I could be wrong about this being the 3, and we could actually be in a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, working on the 4. Going into the 5 of this 3, right? So we could be going higher. But I think for right now, we're going to be correcting this wave 3, going into wave 4, and then we go up to 75. I am very bullish on Bitcoin, but I also have to have both scenarios in mind. Like, yes, I think we're actually going to be pulling back down to 25, 24, down here in this range. But if it keeps going, I've got my target down here at 96, if we do happen to go down that low. Now, I don't think this is going to happen. I think this is what's going on. We technically did get up here to this wave 3 target of 42. So let's see how it happens. Let's see how it plays out. All right, guys, that's it. I've talked for too long, 34 minutes. Thanks for sticking around with me. If this video did help you in any way, shape, or form, like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. And of course, wherever you are in the world, I hope you're having a good day, a good night,